Robert Fripp's music really isn't good enough to justify allowing me, by deafening me through his gang, to never hear any other music. I heard a couple of things. To me, the Snowflakes are dancing, but their specific little circle of musicians was not worthy of my life and career. And they have dominated my attention through the political theater that they monger about John Lennon. But what happens when true badasses, through their pretenses, are allowed to mingle with their betters? I'm thinking of the University of Pittsburgh philosophy department and the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. Is that you get basically what you expect. It's just a lot of hot air and beefy, boisterous misconduct. For example, their umbrella at the beach, so to speak, which is Paul McCartney, spins back through his hallucinogram. If you look at the history of Spin magazine, they're tied up with Swid Powell, not Swid Africa, Swid Powell, which has same ownership and stuff. It's a corporate, connect the dots arrangement. The way that Schwarzenegger, Arnold's girls are superstars. This beach umbrella dude specializes in superstars. And Swid Powell was brought to my attention by Daya, who called me about the political theater on the day that Lennon pulled his beam me up, Scotty. Political theater concerned me at the time, but I didn't know what to make of it. I was living with someone who was later associated with Afghanistan and Obama. And people said, "You're freak, your husband shot," and Daya called me, Daya from Swid Powell, Spin magazine people. Governor's school people. But my point isn't just that there was this agency in this theater who had hotwired it up to my name for reasons known best to bomb autographer Josh Shapiro. Because I certainly don't know what this was about. The point is that they dwell on the way I was given weird status, while excluded from any kind of respect, treated very viciously, subject to no end of innuendo. Freak, your hair got shot. Yet they act like I'm, the member of the inner sanctum. The point is, when you look at the things that they hair split about, never admitting any evidence to the contrary indications were always ruled out. That a gang of naked men and a horrible girl chased me up a tree demanding that I take my clothes off, and I refused. Doesn't get any identification by the University of Pittsburgh or Carnegie Mellon University, who hired these thugs for the beach umbrella dude. It's just one example. But talking about, they say this is about your behavior. This is behavioral. Okay, let's look at that from the point of view of somebody who's actually authentically intelligent. They traced the nerve agent that was used for mind control and slave induction in circumstances of horrible torture. They put me through a Manson ordeal. To neurobehavioral research. Neurobehavioral. He had this game where he'd hide his hand and press buttons. It was a football vibrating game. It didn't work very well, but he was obviously interested in pushing buttons. His father came from Attica State Prison psychiatry. And they owned the used car dealers through George Romero's studios. And they say there's no such thing as objective reality, only what the hostage believes. The hostage believed he was being kidnapped in a stolen car. He was really being filmed by police spy cam in a Martin Scorsese stage management experiment. So they have neurobehavioral research tied to this poison, and a pope intoning about forces impinging on, we'll call it the terrorized deaf golem. They call it the persona. They said is going to perform for us. Smiling as the puppets dance, to quote the muse himself. So the fat asses in the pit establishment at the series say, we're talking about behavior here. But behind the scenes, they're going, subjected to successive degradations of the X motive. And I never did anything to hurt these women. I scolded them. I teased them a little bit sometimes, but God forbid they report with any accuracy my sensibilities at the broad line. I mean, that's where the helter-skelter was. Do you want me? Don't you? Don't you want me to go for second base? La, 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 la. So I've just insulted authority, I think. But naturally enough, the cat calls from the Isle of Plenty. The sadistic injection phenomenons of this cult who tortured me and used bacteriologicals on me and played sex, war, race, fight club games on me and gave me Parkinson's and refused to allow me to go to school. The fat asses just gargle and say, we're Clemente, ha ha ha.